Well, that was an emotional gut punch, weren't it? Hi guys, welcome to Beard's Eye View, and this is going to be my spoiler review for episode 8 of WandaVision. Before we begin, don't forget to like and comment down below, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever I do videos. I do them every single week, so make sure you keep a lookout for those. For the 8th time, spoilers. Spoilers all the way through, guys. You know the deal. Watch the episode, then watch this. Spoilers. Now this was a complete change to anything else we've had before, and God, an emotional rollercoaster all the way through. It really was. So we get an origin story for Agatha Harkness, but this is mainly an origin story for Scarlet Witch, for Wanda, and everything that goes on leading up to the point that we see this TV show play out. And I love the way that they built this. It pushed through everything that we've heard of and heard bits and bobs that I haven't actually seen up close, so it was good to go through that. I didn't mind the Agatha Harkness kind of origin story. It's still, to me, like, yeah, it explained how she's, you know, kind of how she's got her powers, but I don't know what's going on there, whether she was something else. It's really confusing because it still doesn't really explain how she got her powers. She just has them, and that's annoying. But, you know, I did like the kind of gruesome, like her absorbing all the powers and killing her mum as well, and then taking her brooch, and it was quite gruesome the way they did that. It's like the Salem witch trials. That was all fine. The way they placed it and what they did was great. It just still didn't really explain as what I wanted explained, really. So it's basically Agatha forcing her into going through her traumas and this whole thing of how she got her powers and how she created this Westview kind of TV world. How did we get to this point? And it's trying to find that out. And I've got some theories that I'll get to as well, but the way they kind of pushed through with it was really well done. We get the moment where the Stark bomb hits and kills her parents, and they stay there for 2 days and all that kind of stuff. They hinted at maybe she used a hex to stop it, even though she didn't have her powers then. We also had her getting her powers from the Mind Stone, and the theory that I'm going to have here is that they mentioned the scientist before she was shown in to see the stone, that so many other people, no one else has survived this yet, and she does. Now, I think that like this thing's not given her powers like we've been led to believe this entire time, that it's revealed her powers and brought them out in her as a kind of mutant X gene kind of speed up, as you will. I reckon that they may potentially still be pushing towards this kind of X-Men kind of thing, and that she is a mutant, and that the Mind Stone just brought her powers out, as they did with Quicksilver. We also got a little scene as well, not long after Age of Ultron, so after Pietro has died, and they kind of have this moment, her and Vision together. It's the first kind of sowing the seeds of their relationship starting to happen. So I really like that moment. I also like the fact that in all these things, you see all the TV programs where she gets her inspiration to build this TV universe. All the Dick Van Dyke Show, the Malcolm in the Middle, and loads of others. Really like that. Because before you kind of like, well, I assume what it was that she saw certain snippets and she logged it away, but it was actually part of her life. It was the thing that she enjoyed to escape, which also makes sense for why she would use that to escape here, to have the perfect life and vision that she wanted. We thought she'd stolen her body, and I was confident. You look back at my previous videos, and I was so confident and happy with myself that I called that she took his body. But no, it seems that that's not the case. She went to see his body. She was shown in by Mr. Dickhead Haywood, I think it is, and he lied again because he said to the other guys that she stole the body, which she didn't. And then I reckon he's probably lied to her there, that they're trying to deconstruct everything, which obviously we know later on, as we'll talk about, ended up being the case. So she goes to say goodbye to him. She wants to bury him, but he said, look, I can't do that. It's 3 billion of like vibranium. You can't expect to just let you have it and put it in the ground. So you can say goodbye here. She breaks a glass, goes down. He basically says, let her do it. So she holds his head and says, I can't feel you. And that was just a heartbreaking moment. It was heartbreaking, this entire scene, really. The fact that she can see the person she loves being ripped and pulled apart so unceremoniously. And it really was heartbreaking. And just to have that, and oh god, it was awful. And the final thing before we get to near the end is that she drives into Westview. She sees everybody, all these people that we've seen in her world going through their normal lives. She parks up, she sees this plot of land where it's just got the foundations of a house, opens up this letter that she was given, and it says for us to grow old in V, which is obviously this plot of land that the two of them have bought, and they were going to live the rest of their lives together out there. And this is the thing that kind of breaks her. This is the final moment. She pushes all that depression and harrowing stuff that's happened to her down deep, and just explodes and creates the universe. And not only creates this universe and puts everybody in it, but she also created the Vision. So this Vision we've seen the entire time through this series isn't really Vision. It's someone that she's willed into existence. So that's incredible, which also makes me think that maybe the kids don't exist either, and that they've just been willed into existence also. But yeah, just bringing him in, and then that kind of gives Agatha Harkness a little bit more clarity of how it happened, but she's still not 100%, so she goes into kind of full on like threatening mode. Pietro, fake as well. Nice little side note there. Yeah, I was thinking about that last week. We were talking about it last week, and I think a lot of people thought, with what the reveal from last week, it makes it obvious that Quicksilver is definitely fake, and he doesn't exist, he's not real. She has the kids out in the street, tied up, she has a proper costume on and everything with a brooch and whatnot, and she's basically like, she's happy with what she's figured out and whatnot, but she looks a little bit kind of frightened as well, because for the first time ever, Wanda is called the Scarlet Witch, and they're pushing with this origin of her being this being of absolute legend by the looks of it, which is something that does happen in the comics. So I love that they're kind of pushing with this, and that, you know, I think she could still be a mutant. I think they can still push with that and, you know, work that in nicely with whenever they decide to bring the X-Men into it. But they can also have this own thing where she got these powers because it's been descended down from Scarlet Witch to Scarlet Witch or something like that. And that's kind of that's how the episode ends. There is another end credit scene, and good Lord, it is a good one. And I did not see this coming, I really didn't. It goes back to Hayward and his team and said, we're ready, let's deploy, let's get this going again. And as he goes into the tent, my brain just quickly went, is it the Fantastic Four? Are they going to bring the Fantastic Four in here and that's going to be like the attack team and stuff? It wasn't, but it was still just as awesome. He's basically been trying to get this thing back online and failing, but all we needed was a little bit from the source, and saw the drone with the hex powers all still imbued inside of it. And then basically the camera pans and you see white vision in his little pod and being turned on for the first time, and he's alive and looking at his hand, and that's it. That's how it ends. And it makes me think, oh, they're going to send him in to attack Wanda, and they're going to have to go against each other. He's going to try and kill her, and maybe she's going to have to try and bring him back and everything. Obviously using her powers to try and make him regular vision again. I don't know, but oh god, the finale of this is going to be like proper Marvel stuff, like real, like proper finale kind of stuff. And I love the fact we got White Vision as well. I love that we've got White Vision, because I didn't know whether they'd actually go for that by the end of this series. There's no reason for them to do it, but they've gone for it, and that's awesome. Overall, guys, this was a great episode. It was one of the best they've put out so far. I'm really looking forward to the finale next week. This origin story and kind of stuff that we had with Wanda beforehand, finding all this information out and how it happened, and kind of laying a lot of theories and other that kind of stuff all to rest, and just the White Vision at the end, Agatha Harkness, like the whole thing, really, it was just incredible. It was well written, it was well acted, it was heartbreaking. Everything about this episode was awesome, and it's just an amazing way to lead into the final episode where, God, it's going to be a hell of a showdown. So that's what I thought of episode 8 of WandaVision. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. If you want to find me on social media, any of these, all links in the description, and I'll see you soon.